All right, what's up, everybody? I hope you're all doing good today. I think we're gonna find some cars to use for the showdowns. All right. YouTube has me wore out the last couple of days. I will tell you. Too many things. So many things. And my camera needs adjusted. There we go. That's a little better. It keeps moving. Stay put, Mr. Camera. Thank you. Alrighty. I see we got William D. We got God of Kings. What's going on? We got Goat Hand. What's up, buddy? Xavier, nice to see you today. Alright, so I bought the Eclipse and this thing. I mean, 25 bucks for 2 cars. Not bad. I don't know if this thing is any good or not. I have no idea if this is good. No clue. No idea. One of these days when I get a chance, I'll have to check this car out. It looks really cool, so I hope it's good. More than likely, it's going to be a turd taco, but hey, maybe it's good. Who knows? Who knows? All right, so let's go see what's on this this current showdown. Let's go check the showdown. Where is it? Which one is it? That one's got 5 days, 0 hours. That one appears to be ready, so I think this is the one we want. I think we want this one right here, the Elite Showdown. And it's probably going to be not very good for me. Please stop pop-ups. Alright, so these are my choices. I guess we're going to go with the LB Silhouette Huracan today. We'll run this thing until it gets stuck, and then we'll go do some live racing or something. You know, it really does seem like these showdowns are much harder than they used to be. It just feels like back in the day, these showdowns were a little more even. Like I don't know. It seems like now there's always one car that's so much better than the others. And I don't know. I just don't know. It's crazy. 3, 2, 1, go. I just remember you shift this thing a whole bunch of times, I think. I don't know. I don't remember how to drive this car. I should have looked it up. Alright, so is anybody in the chat? Either my chat has stopped or you guys aren't saying anything. Let me see if I can refresh it somehow. How do I refresh the chat? There's got to be a way to do it. Because I don't see anybody saying anything. Oh, there it goes. Alright, you guys are just quiet. Okay. I thought the comments were broken. Kedek, what's up, bud? Good to see ya. Yeflin, hello. Underdog, good morning. Alright. I'll tell you what. I like the showdown racing, but I like the original format the way it used to be back when it first came out a lot better. What's up, Adrian? You know what? Let me look up how to drive this car really quick because I do not remember. That's one problem with this game is you get like 15,000 different cars. There's so many cars now. It's hard to remember all of them. All right, so let me see if I can find it. I think that's the one I want right there, right? Yep. let me check out my video on how to drive this bad boy. Really quick. All right, 1 second, everybody. I talk too much on my videos. Just run the shift pattern, other Danny Lightning. I'm trying to do a live stream, so yeah. But talking a lot's good until you're in a big hurry. Interesting. Maybe this isn't the way I remember it being. That's alright. That's alright. Adrian, how's your day going? McVin, good to see you, my friend. Alright, you got the... Alright, you managed to win the Prestige Cup car in just one pull. That's awesome. That is awesome, man. That is awesome. It's really hard to get those on one pull. I need to pull that thing. What's up, Ghost? How are you today? Oh wait, you can get the Gladiator for free? Really? That's awesome if that's the case. I already own it, so I don't think I can get a free one. But yeah, if you can get a free one, that's really cool. I guess this is how you drive this car. I don't know. I thought it was like one of those crazy ones where you want like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nitrous on 8th gear or something. Yeah, fun. I've been pretty good, buddy. How about yourself? Is the Mitzi... Alright, so I just put a video out on the Eclipse yesterday. It's a cool car, but if you're a Fast and Furious fan, it's probably worth buying. If you're just looking for a good tier 4 car, there are probably a lot of cars in the game that are much better than the Eclipse. I mean, the Eclipse has some things going for it, but you know, it's old, it's outdated, it just looks really cool, so I bought it. I just wanted to have it, honestly. That's the reason I got it. I just wanted to own that car. Ghost is better than 15 minutes last time. 15 minutes? But yeah, I was kind of hoping the Eclipse would be better. I knew it really wasn't that great, but I was like, well, maybe. Maybe. But yeah, it's not the greatest. But some of those Fast and Furious cars are pretty cool. Now, most people say the Supra is terrible. Unfortunately, I hear the Supra is really bad. I don't think I've ever driven that car. So that's another one that's on my list to make a shift pattern video for, is the Supra. Unfortunately, I got to make a shift pattern video for like 15 cars. So that's probably like a good 20, 30, 40 hours worth of video making right there. Because I got to figure out the shift patterns. I got to look for the live racing setups. I mean, there's at least like 3 hours playing with the car, an hour and a half to record it and edit it. So you're probably looking 5, 6, 7 hours per shift pattern video sometimes. But that's just it's not easy to make that many shift pattern videos that quickly. But you know, Adrian's is great as usual. That's good. Ah man, Ghost, you had to get 12 pulls to get yours. That's a bummer. That's a lot of tries. But unfortunately, some seasons it's like that. Janet 66, hello. I think that said 66. The comment scrolled by as I was reading it, so I lost your comment. All right, there we go. Ba-bam! Go, little car, go, little car, go. But I'm actually really surprised that the Fast and Furious Showdown has a prize car at what, 1,000? 1,000 trophies? I wonder if that was intentional or unintentional. Makes me kind of wonder if maybe they made a mistake. So I'm really hoping they don't change that. I mean, I don't think I've seen a car on the prize in the Showdown at 1,000 for years. Usually it's 1,200, then it moved up to 1,400, so it makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder. Did they mess it up? William says 15. Holy crap-oli. 15 tries is not good. Dark says skip to third, not fourth. Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. Second, third, nitrous. I will give that a try. Sometimes I skip more gears than I would like. McVen says, sometimes it takes 15 minutes to do 15 pulls. Yeah, it definitely can, that's for sure. Most of the time, I would say it takes me about 20 minutes to do 15 tries, so it can be a while. It also depends on like how fast your phone loads and all that stuff too. What's up, Jay? Yeah, 1-star cars are never fun. They're never fun. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to try and make a video for the race pass and another one of the Fast and Furious events. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get shift pattern videos out for all those cars anytime soon. I mean, they're just dumping all those cars on us. But we'll see what we can do. Hey, Michael, what's up, buddy? Nice to see ya. Hey, Sonic. Alright, so as far as car sounds, I know a lot of people don't like the car sounds in this game, but it's never really bothered me. To me, it's just background noise. I don't really pay much attention to it, so I don't really care how the cars sound. I think what there is there's like one sound. I think they just have one sound and they speeded it up to make it higher pitched or slowed it down to make it deeper pitched, and you know, they just grab one and throw it on a car. I don't think they really pay much attention to that, right? Dark says, I wonder why NM like in Lamborghinis. I don't know, but they must love Lamborghinis because we got a million of those things, right? We got about 1 million Lamborghinis everywhere, which is crazy. Ah, cool. Alright, so the Gladiator's free. Nice. See, I already had it, so it did not give me a second one. One thing, if you already got a car, you don't get a second one for free most of the time. I don't know why I keep shifting into fourth. I'm not intentionally doing that. It's just happening. But that's what happens when you multitask. Alright, so Axel wants to know what's the best way to get silver keys. Alright, so winning 15 live races will give you some silver keys. You can do that twice a day. You know, you get your 15 keys or whatever. You gotta wait so long till the timer runs out, then you can do it again. So winning live races, right? If you got a good live racing car, make sure you run a couple of tanks of gas every day on live racing. If you do the daily battles, sometimes those give out keys. Doing any little events give out keys. I mean, basically just racing. Do all the racing that you can, plus make sure you're winning some live races to earn those prizes, right? That gives out a lot of bronze and silver keys. Now, generally, last time I added it up, you can make somewhere between 500 and 600 silver keys per season. So every 2 weeks, you can expect to probably get 500 or 600 keys if you're able to do everything on the map. If you're not able to do all the stuff on the map, right? If you miss the daily stuff, if you miss the Prestige Cup, if you miss this, if you miss that, then you're not going to collect as many keys. What's up, Kenny? How you doing, buddy? Hold on a second. Let me do this race, then I'll read the rest of your comment. Second, third, nitrous. There we go. I think I did it right that time. Woo! All right. I beat that other Lamborghini. All right. All right, so Kenny doesn't like that they recycled a Porsche 911. He says, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes, I don't know. I don't know about that stuff. I mean, they're always recycling stuff. Unfortunately. Sometimes it's good. I mean, if you already got a car and it's already leveled up, sometimes that's kind of nice. But if it's a crappy car and you don't already have it or something, then it kind of sucks. But what can you do? McVen says, I don't understand the V6 sound on that Elite Tuners Huracan Evo. You know, I don't think I've really heard it. Most of the time when I'm playing, I actually have the sound off. I don't really listen to the music or the game audio. I just turn it off. The only time I really ever hear the game audio is when I'm live streaming. I can hear the game sound through my headphones, and I'm not really paying too much attention to it. It's just kind of there in the background to make sure everything is going. But yeah, I don't game with sound on. Maybe I'm weird, but yeah, I don't like sound. Ghost says, being on a good team, you can win more silver keys. Yeah, that can definitely help for sure. That can definitely help. Alright, Jay says, I'm stuck on the first set of Evo missions and can't get to 3 stars because I ran out of green tokens. What's the best way to get green tokens? Showdowns? I mean, here's the deal. Green and blue tokens go pretty fast, right? Do all your little daily races, do anything on the map that you can do, and make sure you focus on doing showdowns, because showdowns will give out some tokens. The green ones and the blue ones are definitely the easiest to get, and they feel like they add up pretty fast, but they don't really add up fast. It's still a kind of, they kind of trickle in here, trickle in there. I mean, you wait a couple of months, you're like, okay, I got several thousand of each. But if you're trying to get a bunch in a short period of time, unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Those events are really designed to get you to spend money, right? Those tuner events pop up, they got a timer on them, and it's almost impossible to get those cars up to purple stars without buying something. What's up, Melon? Melon says, most Fast and Furious are crop. That is kind of true. But no, it's a slow process getting those keys, right? If you're in a crew that's doing the weekly Elite Cups, not the keys, I'm sorry, those tuners tokens. If you're in a crew and everybody's doing the weekly Elite Cup, that'll earn you some. Showdowns will earn you some. A lot of these events, if you can do some of the bigger events, a lot of the times those give out tokens. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff. I don't know, there's like 7, 8, 9 different ways to get them. I actually made a video recently where I sat down and looked at all the different ways to get them and went over it. I can't remember them all offhand, but I did put out a video about that a couple months ago. But I think there was like 6 or 7 or 8. I don't know. There were several different ways to get them. But the main thing is Showdown and Elite Tuners events. Those are the ones that are going to give you the most. But you got to grind your butt off in doing those Showdowns, right? You got to grind your butt off completely to get those. 2, 1, go. Second, third nitrous. There we go. So my car is slow, and I'm probably going to start losing pretty soon. Hey, how did that guy do that? I feel like I'm supposed to hit nitrous on a later gear with this car. Wait a second. What happened here? Dudes, what happened? That was weird. That was really weird. I didn't like that. Kenny says the new Super Snake's going to be the next milestone prize car. I hope that new Super Snake's good. I mean, Super Snakes are pretty cool cars. The old one, isn't really that good. I mean, it's nice, it comes in handy, they use it all the time, but it's not a great car in this game, unfortunately. So I hope the new Super Snake will actually be good. 3, 2, 1, go. Second, third. Let's try nitrous in the later gear. I feel like for some weird reason, nitrous should be in the later gear. I just remember this car having a different shift pattern. That worked better. That actually ran faster. I remember there was something about the car that was weird, either with the gear shifts or the nitrous, but... How do I have so much money? I've been playing this game for 8 years and I don't spend a lot of resources. Now, the first several years I played this, when I was trying to beat all the bosses, do all the Tempest races, Legends, Elite Tuners, yada yada yada, I never was able to save up money. Like when you're new, you're going to be spending it all. But 3, 2, 1, go. If you're playing long enough, eventually they're going to get to the point where you don't have to keep spending it. And then you can start saving. So generally, I normally upgrade 1, maybe 2 cars per season now. And that allows me to save up. Skies, what's up? He says 750 is junk. Is it really? I don't know. The majority of McLarens aren't that good. That's another car I got to work on a shift pattern for, so. I got about 30 cars on my list to make shift patterns for, so I'm not sure going to be able to get around to them all anytime soon, unfortunately. But I'm definitely going to try and get some shift patterns out for a couple of the Fast and Furious cars that I haven't yet. I do need to get one for that milestone prize car we just got and a couple of other things. So when I have time, I'll squeeze those in. Uh-oh. I guess I need some gas. 24, what's up? What's up? How are you doing today? Alright, if I miss anybody's comments, I'm sorry. Sometimes they just go by. Sale HQATAR. I don't know how to say your name, but hello, Ravi. What's up? Good to see ya. Please do a video on the race pass. Yeah, I'll get to it when I can. We'll have one of those out here in a couple of days. Alright, I have no idea. So, Cordell, I have no idea how many tokens you need. I think there's a link in my video's descriptions. I think I put a link in there to that sheet that shows you the upgrade cost for those cars, but I can't tell you offhand. But there is a sheet. Like Nitro and the Crow and those guys make it. But I'm pretty sure I put a link to it. But you can probably Google search that if you can't find it. It's got to be around here somewhere. Can you ask me a question? Yeah, go for it. Let's call you Sale. Gotcha. Kenny says the race pass is not that good. I think there's some pretty nice cars in the race pass, actually. I kind of like a couple of the race pass cars. I was looking at it. There's a few I need to go over still and like check them out, but some of them seem pretty decent. Uh-oh. I'm pretty sure that green LB Camaro is pretty nice. At least that's what I remember. I remember really liking that Camaro. Like I said, I got to go over all the cars. Like I can't keep track of 1,500 cars, so I got to go refresh my memory on a bunch of them. But I remember liking that for some reason. I don't remember why, but I remember there was something I liked about it. I don't know if it was just the looks or if it was actually good at something, but... What's up, Ed? How you doing today? Yeah, you know, God, if you can join a milestone prize crew, that would be great. I mean, it's nice to get those prize cars every season. I mean, if you're able to make the points, definitely join a milestone prize crew. It's worth it. I mean, you want to be able to get that prize car every season if possible. I mean, that comes in really handy. Really handy. Do you need to buy both the Fast and Furious cars? Alright, so here's the deal. Wasn't it the same price to buy one or both? At least that's what I had. I mean, I would definitely buy both. I got both for $24.99. So if that's the case, you definitely want both. But if you look at the lock-ins from that, let's go look at the lock-ins really quick. I'm not 100% sure if you need both, but you might. I'm not sure how easy some of those other cars are going to be able to get when the event starts. That's the thing. We'll go look at the lock-ins really quick. Arrow King says 2 of the Fast and Furious cars are buy only. So I think the answer is going to be, it's going to depend on how many of these cars you have if you want to do the event. That's the thing, right? I think lock-in, what is it, 1, 2, and 3 all have the same cars? I forget. We'll look at it really quick. Melon says, it is if you down tune. And he says the 750 McLaren is crap. I'm not surprised, honestly. Ah, you got the free Jeep. Awesome. The Jeep is cool. I like the Jeep. I actually like the Jeep a lot. The Jeep has a good live racing setup, but you do need a couple of stage 6s for it. But it's a really cool vehicle. I like the way it looks. I like a lot about that Jeep, actually. Alright, so here's the deal, right? If you look at lock-in number 1, so you definitely need the Jetta or Letty's Endless Seal. You got to have one of those two for lock-in number 1. If you look at number 2, if it ever works, you need to have one of these cars here. Not sure how you're going to get all of these yet. If you look at lock-in number 3, you're going to need these cars. If you look at 4, same ones. All right, same ones. I'm just trying to figure out really quick if you need that other car for anything. Now, I don't know if there's going to be more of these events coming. All right, so that car is not used for this event, so you don't need it to win the Supra. I think it might have been in this event, though, right? Was it in here? I remember seeing it used for something. All right, so it is in this event. Why don't I hit the right button? So, lock-in number 1, 2, and 3. So there's a pretty good chance you are going to need Letty's 2015 Challenger if you want to do this event here. Right? Oh, you've already got the Supra? But yeah, I mean, if you want to do this and win the Jetta, then you are going to need to get that car. For some reason, I thought I saw it in here as well. Now, the thing is, there may even be more Fast and Furious events coming. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they add more to it If they do, it's probably going to be some little duality cups and stuff like that. But there's a very good chance they might throw up a couple more Fast and Furious events. And in that case, you never know what car is going to be used for what if they do add more. Now, I think these are going to be the only ones, but there is a rumor going around that there might be a couple more small Fast and Furious events popping up. But I don't know for sure. They might even be rerunning some of the old ones as well. So there's a good chance you may need that car for something, even if you don't do that particular event. So, I mean, it really just depends on if you're doing the events or not, right? Three, two, one, go. Second, third, nitrous. Alright, so what do I think about the free race pass cars? I don't know. I got to go over all the cars still. I'll have a video out in a couple of days. I'm gonna try and get that video done tomorrow. So later tonight, I'm gonna try and go over all the cars. Probably tomorrow in the morning. I usually get up at 4 or 5 every morning, so I'll sit down. I'll try and, put it all on video in the morning and get that video out for you guys. But I just need to go. There's a couple of them that seem okay. I mean, there's a few of them I'm not really super familiar with, so I got to go refresh my memory on some of those cars. But hopefully tomorrow, if all goes well, I'll have a race pass video out and which cars to get. But generally, I double check some of them for live racing setups and everything else. So it's a several hour process to go over all 6 of those cars. Axel says, do y'all know what cars can get for free? So generally there's not very many free cars, right? I mean, sometimes there's an event and they give you a free car. So right now it looks like you can get the Fast and Furious Jeep for free right now. When you get to the Elite Tuners event, you're going to get a bunch of free Elite Tuners cars, which are awesome. Well, some of them are awesome. But that's the thing, like, there's not a lot of free cars in this game. Alright, what's going on here? Did Donna sabotage my game again? Guys, what's Donna doing? Donna, you broke my game. Look at this. But that's one thing. The game does give out free cars here and there, but there's not a whole bunch of them and not very often. But right now, if you do the first couple of races on that Fast and Furious event, you can get the Jeep for free, I guess. Sale got a free Lamborghini a week ago. Nice, nice. Yeah, that would have been from the... I don't know if it was from the week ago, but there is a new Elite Tuners event up. I'm not sure if everybody has that yet, but... if you get the new Elite Tuners event, then you get that new Lamborghini Huracan Evo for free. Alright, I guess the game froze, guys. I guess the game froze. Hold on, I gotta restart the game. I wish there was a good way to... I guess I gotta shut it down and open it up again. I wish there was a better way to fix that. Kellage Santos, hello, hello. Whatever you said there, I don't know. I don't speak that English, so if... I don't speak that language, so if you happen to know English, please type English, because I don't know what you just said there. McVan, I don't know. My Donna probably was my opponent. More than likely. Kenny, what do you mean? Are you talking about the race pass cars? He says, get the same 3 cars. Rocket Bunny Corvette, not very good. Rocket Bunny M3 GTS, I don't really remember about that. And Rocket Bunny 240, whatever that is. We'll look at the race pass cars really quick, but I know the Corvette Rocket Bunny sucks. It looks awesome, but it sucks. I mean, it's such a nice looking car. It's really a shame that it's bad. Alright, so in the free tier, oh yeah. So I do like the 240SX. That's a decent little car. Nothing special, but I do like this one. The other two, don't really care for. Neither of these two cars here are that great. The Aero Rocket Bunny 240SX is decent. In the paid tier, I mean, I don't know. You got the RX-7 Rocket Bunny. Cool car, nothing special. You can beat Dino with that car. You got the Pandem. That's a decent car, right? The Pandem Supra there is decent. It's nice. I like it. And then there was something about the Camaro I liked, but I don't remember. So I got to really refresh my memory on a couple of these. But yeah. I don't know. Nothing too exciting. I mean, between the paid ones, I would either grab the Camaro or the Toyota. But when I make the video about it, I'll go over more details about these. But definitely from the free one, definitely get the Rocket Bunny Aero Boss 240SX because that's a pretty cool little car. I don't think Melon liked that car, but I liked it. Melon, you don't like that one, right? It did pretty well for me in live racing. But, oh no, what happened? Dear game, what are you doing? Guys, I think Donna sabotaged me again. Vincent said I got 2 nice cars from the last pass. Yeah, I mean, some race passes are definitely better than others. I mean, there's been several race passes where you're just like, wow, that's awesome. All right, that one's done. Weekly Elite Cup's finished. Okay. I'm just looking around the map to see if there's anything I need to do later. Melon says no, because this is a 0 RPM launch. Alright, so Melon doesn't like the 0 RPM launch. Yeah, the Lexus LC500 is a very nice Tier 4 car. And he's going to skip the race pass. Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, one thing to think about, though, is do you want the universal parts from the race pass? That's still worth the $10. Even if the car sucks, sometimes it's totally worth it just to buy the universal parts. Go, little car! Did I win? Yeah, we got him, but barely. Barely. How do you get the Challenger? Alex, I'm not really sure what you mean by the Challenger exactly, because I think there's several of them in this game. If you're talking about fast, like if you're, I don't know if you're talking about like a Fast and Furious car. I'm having a brain fart all of a sudden, but. Alright, so Izzy's Mustang GT. Alright, so the Elite Tuner's Mustang GT is a decently fast car, but there's really not a lot going for that car. It's just kind of so-so. It's not one of the better Elite Tuners cars. I mean, it does cross the finish line quickly, but it doesn't really have much going for it. I mean, there's a lot of other Elite Tuners cars that are very tunable. You can tune them to do different things, but in my opinion, the Elite Tuner's Mustang is kind of just a dud. I wouldn't really put too many resources into that one, to tell you the truth. Now, some of those other Elite Tuners cars, like the Corvette, the 720S, the S15, the Silvia, a handful of those are great cars, but not all Elite Tuners cars are good. Alright, so any Fast and Furious cars that aren't currently available that are going to be used for events, they will be available once the event starts. Now, we don't know if they're going to be sold outright for money. We don't know if they're going to throw something else up on the map where it's going to be a prize car, or if they're going to put some of them in key crates. One thing is, you never know 100% how they're going to offer certain things, until the event actually starts. I mean, there's even a very small chance, and I mean small chance, that they could be selling some of them for gold. But more than likely, it's going to be real money, or they're going to be in the key crates. But until the event starts, we won't know for sure. Like, I think there might be some people that know how to read the game files that can find that information out, but I'm not sure how to get into the game files to look at it. Alright, so Money Mooney, hey. He's currently trying to beat Tempest. Alright. So you're trying to do 0 to 60 under 2.3. So first off, you need to make sure you have enough parts on the car, right? Number one, you have to have enough parts on the car. If you don't have enough parts, the car will never be able to do it. Number two, you may actually have to tune the car for the fastest 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 times. And then number three, you need to make sure you're also shifting it in a way that's going to make it run those times faster. So it's all about parts, shift pattern, and tune. Now the Red Eye definitely should be able to do it, no problem, if you have enough parts. But I do have a tuning playlist. I mean, for the most part, if you're trying to do acceleration, take your transmission slider or your final drive, whatever you want to call it, move it over to the right. That will give you more acceleration. If that doesn't work, then you might want to go watch my video that goes into more details, because it's a little bit of a pain in the butt sometimes. I mean, it can take some playing with. Sometimes you got to start tuning your nitrous and your tires and changing your shift pattern and changing the gear you hit nitrous on and everything else. So the easiest thing to do is just move that final drive over to the right and see if that's going to make the car fast enough. If not, then you got to start playing with things. But that video on my tuning playlist will go over pretty much everything you need to know about tuning for those type of races. But it's all about part, shift pattern, and tune. But a lot of people try and rush through these things. I mean, this game is one of those deals where you're not going to get through anything quickly, especially as a new player. So sometimes you just got to be really patient and wait. Things like Tempest, you don't really need to rush through that, right? Tempest cars, like the boss cars, aren't that good. Just put it on the back burner. Don't worry about it too much. Like as you get cars that are fast enough, then worry about doing Tempest, right? I wouldn't be in any type of hurry to do Tempest. Now when it comes to things like the Elite Tuners cars, there's a lot of really good Elite Tuners cars. I mean, they blow away the boss cars from Tempest, so I wouldn't really focus on Tempest too much, honestly. Do it slowly at your own pace and don't worry about it too much is my advice. Lemuel, what's up, buddy? You're about to do Toshimi X. 3, 2, 1. So you're about to get a free Toyota Supra is what's about to happen. You're just about ready to get a free Toyota Supra GR, which is an amazing little car. M-Tech, how's it going? Is it a good idea to not waste resources? I mean, do you really need that car for anything? I don't think I ever upgraded mine. Let's go look at some of my Elite Tuners cars. I'll show you something. Let's check out which ones are actually good. I've got most of them all in one spot on my garage, so let's go find those really quick. If the game's taking forever to load these days. Alright, so I'm going to go over here. This will take like 5 minutes to go through all these garages, but eventually we'll get over there. We will get there eventually. Alright, 12,000 garages. Alright, so here's all my Elite Tuners cars, right? Some of them might be a little bit out of... I don't know why that Porsche is there. You don't belong there, Mr. Porsche. You don't belong there. I still need to make a shift pattern video for this car, don't I? Jesus Christ, man. This game is throwing about 1 million cars on us at once. I don't think I made one for this car yet. Man, there's too much stuff going on. So this car seems like it's going to be pretty decent, right? The Huracan Evo seems like a pretty nice car. I do like this one. Now this car right here is decent. Doesn't seem to do well at live racing, but besides that, I like it. This car, I don't remember. I don't remember if I like this one or not. Honestly, I guess I would have to go watch my own video. Now this Silvia, this is an awesome car. I never upgraded mine, but this car is really, really good. So if you can, that is definitely one you want to focus on. That car is great at live racing. It's probably, I think it's the fastest or the second fastest Elite Tuners car. This one just has a lot going for it. So that car is amazing. The Mustang, it looks like I did upgrade mine a little bit. And I mean, I don't ever drive this thing. It's one of those deals where I feel like I wasted my tokens, right? Whatever parts I did put into this, I feel like I wasted my tokens, right? I never use this. I don't like it. It just sits there and collects dust. I'm not even sure why I did upgrade it. There must have been some sort of reason. But yeah, kind of a crappy car for an Elite Tuners car for quite a few reasons. So you really don't need to upgrade it unless you actually want to. I mean, if you can if you want to, but I wouldn't really advise it. So this Aventador here, this thing was decent. I like this one. Not one of my favorite cars, but it's okay. Pretty nice. This is a really nice car right here. The 720S from Elite Tuners is really good. I'm a big fan of this one. This thing over here, the S2000, cool car, but nothing special. You know, it's okay. The BMW M4 Competition, I actually like this one. This one's got a good live racing setup, got some good stuff going for it. So this is a pretty nice Elite Tuners car. This is pretty decent, right? This is not one of my favorite Elite Tuners cars, but this one is nice. You can live race it. It's a pretty decent little car with a decent live racing setup. The BRZ, unfortunately, is kind of a turd taco. This is probably the worst out of all of the Elite Tuners cars. It's just slow, it's bad, it doesn't live race well. This one doesn't have much going for it whatsoever, in my opinion. Melon says the R34 is decent. Thank you, Melon. He says the BRZ is crap. We got the RX-7. Now this car looks really cool, but I don't really ever use it. It just kind of sits there and does its thing. We got the 1992 NSXR. I don't remember if this one was good or not. I've forgotten about this one. It must not have been that great because it looks awesome. I'll have to play around with that again because I love the way it looks, but I don't know. This Toyota Supra is really nice. I like this one. This is the Mark IV Supra. I'm not sure where my Elite Tuners Corvette is, but that is actually really good. The Elite Tuners Corvette is a great car. Some of my Tuners cars must be out of place. Where's the other ones at? Where is my Corvette? It's gone. The Corvette's awesome. Oh man, it's somewhere. Unfortunately, a few of them might have got out of order somehow. But that was most of the Elite Tuners cars. I mean, I like most of those. Not all of them are great, though. Yeah, I don't know where that Corvette got to. But the Corvette is really nice. If I missed any of them, I apologize, but there might be a few more here and there floating around somewhere that I got out of place. Yeah, the BRZ is really bad, unfortunately. Which sucks, because it sure looks cool. Do I have a tune for an AMG GT? Not offhand. I might have a video for it, but I can't, the majority of cars I couldn't really tell you offhand, honestly. And another thing about tunes though, is sometimes your tune depends on the parts you have installed. So generally anytime I do a video for a car, I show you the stage 6 shifting tune and a stage 5. But if your car is somewhere in between, or you're, you know, like stage 3 parts and stage 4 parts, sometimes your tunes are going to be off. Now on my tuning playlist, I do have a video that shows you how to tune a car according to the parts you currently have installed on it. So that's a really good thing to learn how to tune cars really well. So if you find my tuning playlist, you'll definitely be able to learn how to tune cars. And then you won't have to ask people. You can just tune it. I mean, it's not like 100% perfect, but it's going to get you like that close to a perfect tune on 95% of the cars if you follow that guide on there. But often, every time you change parts, you may need to retune the car again. Sometimes you might even need to shift the car differently after changing parts. So your tunes, some cars, like a lot of the newer cars, don't change that much when you change the parts around. But a lot of the older cars, it was either a slight or a huge change in the way you had to tune those cars just by adding a couple of fusion parts sometimes. So it's kind of weird. I feel like they're just making these very non-tunable cars these days, which in some ways is kind of good, but in other ways it sucks. I mean, it's so nice when a car has the same tune on stage 5 as it does stage 6, but then again, that causes a few other issues if you're one of those people who like to tune your cars and play around with them and stuff like that, because some of those cars aren't very tunable, which is a bummer. But they're making a lot of cars that are less tunable than the old cars. I mean, it makes life easier in a lot of ways, but it also makes the game more boring when those cars aren't as tunable. Lemuel says, really? I will try to sleep as long as possible. Is it bedtime? If so, have a great night. What's up, Andy? Alright, so Andy likes the LC500 too. Yeah, that's a nice car. Three, two, one, go. See, I keep messing up my shift pattern. Oh, come on now. You can do it. Ah, I guess I can't. What's up, Goku? How's your day going? Goat says I'm 80% done with Elite Tuners to get the Supra, but it says only 2 left. Are those exactly limited? Are those actually limited? What do you mean by are those actually limited? I'm not understanding you there quite. I don't quite understand what you're asking there. Alex says GTR blows, bro. Three, two, one, go. Some of the GTRs in this game are crapola. Some of them are decent. There's a couple of decent ones. Hey, Derek. Derek says, make sure you always do it to it. That's some good advice right there. Alright, so Goat. So the original set of Elite Tuners cars, you have to get the original set, the Purple Stars. So you got to get the Super GR, the GTR, the Skyline, the S2000, the Lancer, the WRX. What else is there on the original set? So the Tuner's Pit cars don't count, right? The Tuner's Pit cars do not count for getting the Mark IV Supra. But the big main Tuners events, whatever cars are used for the main Tuners events, you have to get every one of those to purple stars. So as you work your way through the main Elite Tuners events, you will get the cars needed to purple star to get the Mark IV Supra, if that makes sense. The BRZ, I think the BRZ was one of them. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure the BRZ was one of the original Tuners cars. Unfortunately, I have a very bad memory, and there's a lot of different Tuners cars now. So it sounds like if there's only 2 left, that means you've completed most of the Elite Tuners events on the original series. Gosh darn it. These earbuds always fall out of my ears when streaming. What's up, Slick? How you doing today? Earbuds are a pain in the butt. I actually prefer wired over wireless most of the time. Is the King of the Mod Stars worth doing? I mean, basically it's personal preference, but I think you should probably do some of that stuff, honestly. I mean, if it's something you're into, by all means, do it, right? I mean, most of that stuff, you want to get through it if you can. I mean, the only thing I would suggest not really worrying too much about is Tempest. Everything else, in my opinion, is worth doing if you can, but just don't be in a hurry to get through any of it if you don't have to. You know what I mean? Hold on a second. All right, where was I? All right, Andy says that Mark IV Supra is a beast. BRZ looks amazing, but it's so slow. Yeah, I like the Mark IV Supra a lot. It's a cool car. Now, some people like the GR Supra better than the Mark IV, but I kind of like the Mark IV better personally. But I guess it would be personal preference as to which one you like. Alright, so King of the Mod Stars, where does it lead? I don't really remember what's after the King of the Mod Stars. So here's the deal, like the Elite Tuners events, I mean, you kind of get them in order, right? You start off with the first one, then you get the second one, then the third one, then the fourth one, then the 12th one, then the 96th one. And then after you completed them, you get the Mark IV Supra, and then there's an event, right? You can run with the Supra that gives you parts for the Supra, or at least some parts for it. So but in my opinion, the Elite Tuners events are all worth doing if you're looking to get through it and finish it. Ooh, look at those. I like that yellow better than my red. Holy crap. That car makes me upset because I like it better than mine. That looks really good in those colors. Look at that. What do you like better, my red one or that yellow? The yellow and black. That guy beat me too. I was too busy looking at his car and I don't even think I drove my car right. I was so busy trying to look at his car, I got a bad run. Oh well. Alright, Andy wants to know what's better for live racing, the Mark IV Supra or the GR Supra? Well, I find that both of them do very well for live racing. I'm not really sure that one's better than the other. I mean, they're just different, right? I mean, you would tune the GR Super different than you would the Mark IV for live racing, but I can take either one of those into live racing, and the way I got them both set up, I can probably win 7 to 10 or 8 out of 10 out of every live races, right? For me, they both do very well. I mean, there are some better cars in the game than those, but they both do well for live, right? I would say they're both very decent, but not the best live racing cars in the game. But I think they're pretty equal overall. If you set them up on the low performance point high Evo setups. Now the weird thing about the Mark IV Supra is it seems to like all stage 4 parts. No, the GR Supra likes to be on stage 4, to where the Mark IV Supra doesn't. It's more of a normal low performance point high Evo setup. I think I said that wrong. So yeah, GR Supra, stage 4, great for live racing. I do have a video on how to set both of them up for live racing if you're interested. But I like them both. Yeah, it took me 2.5 years to get the Mark IV Supra. It took me 2.5 years. So what I did is, things were a little different now compared to when I started off doing the Elite Tuner stuff, right? So I don't think the Tuners Pits event started coming until I was done with most of Elite Tuners. I think for you guys now, they're dumping those on top of the regular Elite Tuners events, so that's making it harder to get everything done. I think I was almost finished with Elite Tuners when they started adding the Tuner Pit events or something, so the first 2 or 3 Tuner Pit events, I didn't even bother to do them because I was still trying to work on getting my Mark IV Supra. It was not a fun experience trying to do all those things at once, so I guess you really got to pick and choose what's more important. Do you want to get the Mark IV Supra, or do you want to do those add-on Tuner Pit events? I mean, some of those Tuner Pit cars are crazy good, some of them suck, so if the car is good enough, it may be worth it to, you know, kind of put the original stuff aside. I mean, it's really going to be personal preference. It's hard to tell someone what the best way to do that is because each person's different, right? But I will tell you, some of those cars like the Silvia and the Corvette from Elite Tuners are just super, super good. So the Lexus LC500 is super good. I mean, I skipped most of those, but I kind of wish I would have been able to do those events and the Elite Tuners events at the same time and done it all, but without spending money, that's almost impossible. Hopefully what I just said there made sense, but I mean, mobile games are designed to get you buying things and keep you spending. So the way Elite Tuners is set up with those add-on Tuner Pit events, they're trying to set it up to where you've got time limits to do stuff. So you're going to pretty much have to spend money if you want to do it all. It's the basic idea there. I mean, that's... Ah, crap, my button didn't work. But that's basically set up to try and take your money. I mean, most of the things on mobile games are set up to try and take your money. One nice thing about this game, though, is if you're a free-to-play player, you can still really enjoy this game. You just have to realize you can't do everything. What's up, Eddie? How's it going today? Jay says the Legend cars are really annoying to upgrade. Yes, I hated every second of restoring the Elite Tuner, not the Elite Tuners cars, the Legend cars. I hated every second of restoring all those cars. It was not a fun experience for me whatsoever. So I don't personally like Legends. I'm not a fan of Legends, but some of the Legends cars are actually good. Not all of them, but some of them are good. So it's worth doing to get some of the decent cars in there. but it's a pain in the butt. The thing I really didn't like about Legends, though, is I had to do extra races, right? There was all those little, like, I forget what they called them. There was those specific races, like every day there was like a 15 race event up on there. And that was the only way to get those tokens at the time, was to do that extra 15 races. And I'm going to tell you what, that was like 15 minutes out of my day that I wanted to spend doing something else. So I had to squeeze in another 15 minutes every day to earn those stupid tokens for those Legends cars. Now with Elite Tuners, I mean, I earn the Elite tokens just by doing the stuff I would be doing anyway, so I don't have to do anything extra. That's why I like Elite Tuners better, is I'm just earning tokens from my normal daily activities, and I don't have to go and do these dumb 15 races every day that I don't want to do extra. You know what I mean? Andy says, on Legends, only the NSXR and the F1 are actually worth it. There's a couple of other good ones. So the little Boss Mustang's pretty good. The 250 GTO is pretty good. A lot of people seem to like that Pontiac. I don't really know. I've never driven it. A lot of people seem to like that Jaguar. Again, I've never driven it. I don't know. But there's a small handful of good Legends cars. I do think most of them suck, but there are a few good ones. But a lot of people really like the McLaren F1. That car can do pretty good for live racing, and it earns more respect points than any car in the game. So if you max out the F1, you get all the bells and whistles on it, all the bonuses from the Legends events and everything, you get all those bonuses, it will earn way more respect points than any car in the game. So that's one reason a lot of people like it, because they can earn extra respect points to help their crew earn prizes and stuff when using that car. Alright, so Eddie, you probably don't have to have that car maxed out, but anytime you're locking a car into an event, it's usually going to need to be close to maxed out, right? You might be able to make it through the event if you're missing 1 or 2 stage 6 parts or a handful of fusion parts, but generally whatever event you're doing, the car needs to be very highly upgraded. It's rare that the car needs to be maxed out, but you can expect to need most of the fusions and most of the stage 6 parts to get through those events. Wait, Slick, why do you say you have a lot of fuel pips too if you're a capper? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I mean, if you're capping, you're probably either watching a lot of advertisements or spending your gold to, refill your gas tank. So I'm not sure what you mean by that. All right, go little car, go! Andy says Legends is annoying on level 1 million. Level 1 million? You have a level 1 million Legends car? I don't know what that means. Oh, I get you. You get a lot of RP, so it's easier to cap. That makes sense. I see what you're saying now. Gotcha. I was like, I don't understand, but now I do. But yeah, I've never tried to cap. I mean, I can live race for 2 or 3 hours, and I don't seem to ever hit the maximum, so that takes up too much time. A couple people that I do talk to that do cap say they probably spend 4 to 6 hours a day just live racing. And I'm like, no, thank you. I would get so sick of the game if I just live race for 6 hours a day. Hey, Daigi, what's up, buddy? How you doing today? We got about another 30 minutes on the live stream, everybody. 30 more minutes. 30 more minutes. Velociraptor, what's up? Glad you're enjoying the videos. Nice to see you. I'm just reading through the chat here. If I've missed anybody's questions, I apologize. A lot of times I'm talking and playing, and then, you know, the comments kind of scroll down, and sometimes I know I do miss some. Hey, get back here, sir. Stop. Hey. That was messed up, man. That guy just kind of took off and disappeared. Sir. Sir, come back. Come back, sir. I'm trying to run faster than you, sir. Ah, Slick, you're back to playing. That's awesome, buddy. So you got 2 phones now, running 2 accounts. I don't know. I don't know if I could run 2 accounts, honestly. I like the idea, but I'm going to tell you what. That sounds like a lot more work than I have time for. It's enough. It's good enough playing 1 account. Some people have like 2 or 3 or 12 accounts, and you're like, whoa, that's a lot of accounts and stuff. Yeah, Eddie, I'm not 100% sure if anybody has a video on that. So for one thing is, like, generally I don't do those events, right? I'm not able to do most of the events because I usually don't have all the cars and everything you need to do them, so I personally skip the events. Now, if there's I think there might be a video somewhere where somebody runs those events. You might be able to find a video on YouTube where somebody does the events, and then you can just kind of find the races that you need to figure out how fast to go for. I mean, if you're on a speed trap or a sprint race, sometimes you do need to retune the car specifically for those types of races. But I really couldn't tell you where you can find those times, but I bet somebody on YouTube ran the event and probably recorded the entire thing somewhere. I would imagine. I could be wrong, but I bet somebody has done it, so that's probably your best bet if you're trying to figure out how fast the car needs to be. Alright, so Velociraptor, this game has a lot to it, right? This is not a game that you can just pick up and easily figure out. Like, you could write a book on how to play this game. But as far as getting the best cars, there's really no such thing as the best cars. I mean, there are definitely cars that are better than others, but it's a slow process acquiring stuff. All right, so when I started this game, I would say the first probably 4 to 6 months, I was off to a really slow start. After about 6 months of playing, I was like, you know, I got all this cool stuff, and now when I really think about it, I had a bunch of crap that I thought was good. But after like a year of playing, that's when I really started to acquire nice things, and then it just kept going and going and going and going from there. So one thing about this game is definitely not a fast process. You got to put your time in, you got to grind, you got to play a lot, and you slowly acquire things here and there. Now, a lot of these cars are only available from time to time. Like if there's an event for a car, you're going to be able to get that car during the event, and then when the event ends, that car may never come back, or it may be like months or a year or 2 later before they offer that car again. So it's not super easy to get the cars you want. You know what I mean? You just kind of have to see what's currently available and figure out if you can get it when it is available. So this game has a big learning curve, and don't expect anything to go quickly, right? You got to put some time and have a bunch of patience to play this and do well. Or you got to have a big giant wallet where you can just like buy anything you want. How do you pick okay. How do you pick what stage you want your parts on? So generally, I mean, if you're trying to make the car as fast as possible, you want all stage 6 parts. Now, if you're trying to find a live racing setup, that's a little bit different. But anything other than live racing, you want the car to be as fast as possible. So you just put the highest tier parts available, or highest stage parts available. Fill it up with fusions, right? Now, if you're trying to find one of those low upgrade live racing setups, then generally you just upgrade like your nitrous to stage 2 or 3, your tires to stage 3, and your transmission to around stage 4. And on a lot of cars, that's all you need for a good live racing setup. Now, not all. I mean, some cars you might need to upgrade the body as well. Some cars you might need like a stage 6 transmission and a stage 6 body. But it really depends on what you're trying to do, I guess. But for the most part, you want to upgrade the car as much as possible for general use. And then for live racing, I like to look for those low upgrade setups because they'll save you a lot of headaches for several reasons when you're trying to live race. Like if you got a maxed out car, generally they don't do as good on live racing unless the car beats the dyno time. And then if you're live racing and you're beating the dyno time, generally the game will just keep picking up your car and moving it to a faster and faster and faster lobby, and then you're not going to be able to win anymore. So those low upgrade parts usually allow you to win live races without beating the dyno, and then your car will generally stay in the same lobby, and you don't have to worry about trying to get the car back in the it just saves you a lot of headaches. So hopefully that helps, but I do have videos on how to drive a lot of the cars. And if there is a live racing setup that I found for the cars, I usually show that during the video. Now, some of my older videos weren't like that, but anything I put out the last, 3-4 years probably have live racing setups if I found one for that car. Not all cars have those. Only some cars can be set up that way. Ah, sir, you're too fast. Yeah. Vincent says, when I started, I wanted the Chimera, and Danny said it will come around again, and it did, and I got it in the launch edition. Yeah, it's kind of nice, but I do see maybe like once a year or something, they offer the Chimera some way. I think they know that everybody loves that car, so they kind of bring that back periodically, which is great. Every time the Chimera is up, I'm like, you guys got to buy this car. That thing is awesome. But when you get to the Elite Tuners events, not all, but a lot of those Elite Tuners cars are amazing. So as you're going through the Elite Tuners event, you'll get some really awesome cars from that as well. Slick says they can write a whole book about Donna. Donna! Darn you, Donna! That's all I gotta say. Crab sandwiches. Justin says, how do I fix my inventory? It won't let me collect new rewards. Are you talking about all rewards or a specific type? You might need to be a little more specific on this one. I need to know what you're talking about exactly, because there's probably one of two things going on here. Either you're having a glitch, or it might be one of those things that you can only have so many of. All rewards. So anytime you get anything on the game, it tells you you can't collect it, or is it specific things? So what, you can't collect your respect points, you can't collect your game cash, your keys, you can't collect anything? I mean, if that's the case, then you need to contact game support. It sounds like you're having a horrible glitch. Hey, Mount, what's up, buddy? Now, I mean, there are some things that will fill up. For example, you can only hold so many of those universal fusion parts. You can only, I mean, maybe the stage 6 parts, or stage 4 parts, or stage 3 parts. You can only have so many of those. I think you can only hold so many tuners tokens. But if it's like every single thing, then I think you're having an account glitch and you need to contact game support. And hopefully they can look at your account. I would even try and take some screenshots of the problem and give them a very detailed description of what's going on. And maybe they'll be able to fix it if you're super lucky. But yeah, that sounds like it sucks. That sounds like a major problem right there. Alright, so what would I say is the best live racing car? There's so many good ones. If you know how to set them up, there's probably like 100 really amazing live racing cars in this game. But like the Gamera's awesome, the Elite Tuner Supras are awesome. There's several Elite Tuners cars that are really good at live racing. Like the Sterling Goodwood's really good at live. I mean, there's so many of them. I mean, I would have to sit there and look through my inventory to even be able to remember everything, but there's a lot of good ones. There's more crappy ones than good ones, though, I will say that. Like that Fast and Furious Jeep, I think if you get that one does require a couple of stage 6 parts to really do well, but that's free right now. That's a really cool car. And if you get the right parts, that's a killer live racer. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I got a terrible memory, and there's like probably at least 100 really good live racing cars. So it's hard to really remember all of them. But the Supra GR, that's the Elite Tuners car you're going to get for free. That's the first one they give you for free. That car is awesome at live racing on stage 4 parts. I love that car. I still use it all the time. It may not be the best car in the game, but it's really darn good at everything. I mean, it's got good top speed. It's got good acceleration. It crosses the finish line quickly. It can be set up for live racing. You can make it beat the dyno time. So if you know how to tune and set up cars, that is a car that's, I would say, really good at everything, but it's not like the best at anything. There's cars that are better than it at everything, but it's a car that's really good at doing everything, if that makes any sense. But I mean, there are cars that will run faster. There are cars that will beat the dyno time more. There's cars that will run 0 to 60 faster. So it's not the best at anything, but it's just all around really good. It's just good at everything. It's not great at everything, but it's good at everything. Alright, Mount's trying to get elite tokens. Run lots of showdown races. Lots of showdowns. Any Elite Tuners events that are up on the map, run those until you get stuck, because those give you tokens. I mean, there's a few different ways to get them, but the main thing is Elite Tuners events and showdown races. That's what gives out the most. It's not a fast process to get those tokens. I mean, it might take you a few months to save up several thousand greens and blues, right? The red ones are really hard to get, and the gold ones are really hard to get. But if you do enough showdown races, after a couple of months, you'll probably have several thousand of the blue and green ones saved up. But it does take a long time. I mean, it took me 2.5 years to finish all the Elite Tuner events because it just took that long to get enough tokens to fill up my cars. Overall, it's a very slow process. Justin says, not letting me collect my daily bonus rewards. And man, Justin, you need to contact game support, bud. That's crap. You're definitely having a glitch. That sucks, man. That sucks. So I would definitely try to collect something. Get a screenshot where it says you can't collect it. Let them know what phone you're on and everything else. But I think that's really the only thing you can do is contact game support and hope they can fix it for you. Unfortunately, when you're having a major problem like that, there's really nothing you can do to fix it. I mean, there's a couple of things you can try, but it's highly unlikely that it's going to fix it. So first off, you can go into the settings and clear the game cache. I've only had that ever fix something once, right? Pretty much anytime you have a game support, go clear your cache, right? It never works, never does crap. Once, and I was amazed, once clearing the cache fixed something for me. One time and one time only. You could uninstall the game and reinstall the game, but unfortunately, that's probably not going to fix the problem. There's a very small possibility that it could, but not likely. But game support is more than likely going to be your best bet. But after you contact them, it usually does take them like 24 or 48 hours to get back to you. So that sucks, man. That sucks. But those are the only things I can really think of that give you a small possibility of maybe fixing it. But yeah, that's a bummer. But yeah, the Venom F5 Roadster is definitely one of the best live racing cars in the game. That is a very, very good car. The Gamera, the Koenigsegg Gamera is a really awesome car. The Venom F5 is a super good car. Go, little car, go! Alright, we only got a few more minutes left on the stream, everybody. My eyeball itches. My eyeball itches. Here we go. That's a little better. Alright, Mount says people have been kicking you out of groups. Unfortunately, I don't really know what to tell you about that one. I mean, generally, if you get kicked out of something, either you did something they didn't like, or I don't know. Maybe you weren't, if you're talking about crews, maybe you weren't able to make the points they wanted, or maybe you activated their wild card and they didn't want people to do that. I'm not really sure, but there's probably some sort of reason for it. Like, before you join a crew, you want to make sure you can meet whatever the requirements are. Alright, which car for the Fast and Furious is good for live racing? So out of the current Fast and Furious cars, most of them aren't going to be the greatest live racers overall. Now the Jeep Gladiator is a very good live racer, but I do have a video on how to set it up for live racing. But I do believe you need a couple of Stage 6 parts to really make that one do well on live racing, but that one's a good live racer. Out of the cars that are currently being used on these events, that's probably going to be the best live racing car out of all of them. Does it share Stage 6 with the Rubicon? I don't think so. We can look. We'll go look really quick. But yeah, I think the Jeep's definitely the best one out of all of them. So I just got a Stage 6 transmission for my Jeep. So I think I also need a Stage 6 body, which is the part that's a bummer. I think you need transmission and body to really make the Jeep do well, but I'm going to try it with just the transmission and see how it goes. Maybe I'll be lucky and it'll work, but probably not. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need the body. But let's go see if that shares parts. I don't think it does. I'm pretty sure they had different parts, but we'll go look. Slick, yeah, my game cash is getting up there, but I mean, I could probably spend that in a couple of days. That's the sad part. You do 2 or 3 big events, it's going to take all of that. That's the issue. That's why you got to be really picky and choosy what you do, because you're never going to be able to do everything unless you have a lot of money to spend. But that may seem like a lot, but really it's just a small amount when it really boils down to what it can actually cost to do all those events. I mean, I think you're looking at like 40, 50 million game cash per big event. Let's just say you have to upgrade all the cars. It's a crazy amount. So yeah, that does not share stage 6 parts. Wait, how do I... Something... I'm confused. Oh. Wait, there's a... Tejas Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. What is that? I don't remember that. I was looking at the wrong parts the other day. But yeah, the 2 Jeeps are different. Grand Tejas Trackhawk. What in the world? Do you guys remember that car? Because I don't. I don't remember that at all. I have no idea. But yeah, they do not share parts. How do you get more keys? Play the game a lot, right? Do your daily battles. If you can do the prestige cups, those give out nice amounts of keys. If you look at live racing, mine's not up there right now, I don't think, but you can earn keys from live racing. Normally, like twice a day, I think it is. It's either 2 or 3 times, I can't remember. I think it's twice a day. You should be able to earn keys from live racing. You win your first 15 live races, it's going to give you some bronze and silver keys for 15 wins. It doesn't actually say it right now, but see how it says 0 out of 15? That means if I win 15 live races, I'm going to get some prizes for it. It used to show underneath here. I guess it doesn't right now, but you'll get bronze and silver keys. And then there's going to be, once you do your 15 races, there will be a timer that counts down. And then later, after that timer cools down, you can go back and do it again. And that will give you some bronze and silver keys. But I mean, you can only get about 500 silver keys per month. Bronze keys just get dropped here and there in the other place. So bronze keys go pretty quick. But I mean, still not really quick. Yeah, the prize cup is a great way to get keys. Slick, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's not a huge amount of keys, but 100 silver keys is quite good, honestly. But I think if you do everything that gives out keys, I mean, you want to do all your daily races. I do consider the prize cup to be part of the daily racing, but if you do all that stuff, do live racing to get the keys, you should be able to get 500 or 600 keys every season. The Prestige Cup gives out some keys. Sometimes the daily battles drop some keys. So you just want to do every single thing on the map that you can do, and you'll earn a pretty nice amount of keys. But it's not a quick process, unfortunately, to get all that stuff. I mean, it takes a while. It takes a while to get all the stuff you need, unfortunately. What tune do I have on the Jeep? None currently. I just started upgrading my Jeep, so I threw some parts on it. I haven't tuned it at all, so it's just kind of there doing its thing right now. I do have a video for the Jeep. All right, if you want to check out the Jeep Gladiator video I made, it'll show you how to I got on the content account and I showed you how to do it on the stage 5, stage 6. I showed a live racing setup and everything else, but the one on my personal account, I just started upgrading it yesterday, so I've only got a couple of parts on and I really haven't tuned it yet, so I'm going to play with it later. But the Jeep's really cool if you get enough parts for it. It's a really sweet vehicle and it looks really cool too, in my opinion, so I'm going to try and see if I can make it live race well. Like I said, I think I'm missing one stage 6 part that I need to make it really good at live racing. So I don't know if this is going to be a good live racer at all with the current parts that I have, but I'm going to try to make it work. Slick, thanks for coming by, buddy. It was good seeing you again. Catch you later, and that's cool you're back to playing. Mount, you too, buddy. Alright, McVin does not remember Tej's Grand Cherokee track. Yeah, me neither. Somebody might, if it does exist, somebody might have a YouTube video for it. You could probably look it up on YouTube. I mean, you can pretty much look up everything in the entire world on YouTube. Maybe not everything in the world, but a lot of stuff. Probably most things. Oh, that's weird. Anyways, guys and girls, I apologize, but stream time is about up. I got about a million things I got to do, so I'll try and get a race pass video out in the morning. I mean, most of those cars really aren't that great, but if everything goes well, I should be able to get that video done in the morning. I got some research to do on a few of those cars. I mean, most of the paid ones don't look that great. The free ones look pretty crappy except for the one, so I'll try and get it done. Everybody, thank you for watching my streams. Thank you for watching my videos. I appreciate each and every one of you a lot. Channel members, thank you. Anybody who ever donates or anything, thank you. All that stuff really does help the channel keep running, so we appreciate you guys big time. Thank you for your support. You guys and gals are awesome. Thanks again, and we will catch you next time. Lightning out. Have a great day, and we will see you later. I'll be back on Sunday for another live stream. Hope to see you there. If not, that's okay too. Bye, everybody.